Why coaches make the big mistake of selling merch, and why you actually have no profit in the day. I hate merch. I hate it. I've had 3 different stores that I've personally owned that were merch and done well, but just never turned a profit really. Not in comparison to the dollar amounts.
If you're not growing a community as a coach, you're really missing out. Like, you're going to lose, especially in the AI race. If your only sell is that you're programming for somebody, get ready for your prices to go through the floor. So our value prop has to be different from what the AI is able to do.
I never actually suggest going straight booking a call. I think that's the worst funnel you can do. Don't try to make perfect across the board. Just pick one thing and do it really, really, really well. On today's episode, we're going to talk about why coaches make the big mistake of selling merch and why you actually have no profit in the day. We're talking about how we're going to start selling these hats, and we just live brainstorming exactly how we want to do it, or at least some ideas that we have. So look forward to you watching this. Let's dive in. Welcome back to episode 5, Coach's Corner. My name is Mike Krause, the CEO and co-founder of AR Funnel. I have my partner here, Mr. Baker Shield, CEO and co-founder. Welcome back, man.
What's up?
So we had a busy week. What are we going to accomplish this week on your end?
Yeah, on my end, obviously we had Jared in, so that was really
Jared
cool.
Hamilton, if you guys don't know.
Yeah.
OG client of ours, coming up on 3 years, I think in April.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the OGs on AR, and just a really cool story, really great dude. He came in, we did a podcast on Wednesday, and then Thursday we did his VIP in person, which was very different than most of those and kind of what those would look like. So that was fun. We finalized on Monday the notebook for the workshops. So Everybody's good as far as notebook workshops, getting those sent off to be printed. We got pins in, we got socks in,
More swag.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, everything's kind of coming together for those. I'm excited to just like start doing them.
Place an order for these hats as well.
Yep.
4 different hats that are going to be coming in. They're going to be up for sale. So excited about that. Getting back in the e-com game. As my dad actually came in this morning to the office. And for those that don't know, my dad moved from Alabama to Texas in 2020 to basically help manage the warehouse. Because I need somebody that I can trust, that can operate a forklift. And of course, we grew up doing excavation and dirt work. And so he was there. So I told him today and this morning, I was like, get back in the e-com game. He was like, really? Because I said I'd never do it again. But here we are. So lesson learned, never say never. But then we get so many people that are like, dude, I want that hat. Like, how do I get a hat? How do I get a hat? I go out in public. How do I get one of those? Because obviously there's coaches of all kinds all over the world. And it's a really simple, easy product. And so kind of excited to make it happen.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about any of the strategy behind why, I guess, first off, keeping some stuff that is just for clients, as we've always talked about.
Exclusivity for some products and then some for public sale, yeah.
Do we want to pull back the veil at all on like what?
Sure. I think that we try to be as transparent as possible with our company because, hey, if we're doing it, we want you to take those same concepts and ideas and do it in your business.
Yep.
And so for us, how do you generate more leads? Simple as that. And let's say that if we picked an adjacent industry, let's say that I sold hats that were for girl dads, or I created a program for parents, right? Dads in general. But if you created a girl dad hat and then sold that, you're only selling that to dads who you just so happen to also train. So it is a way to get people that don't know about your service, but like your product. And so the product actually becomes a lead magnet for your service. So view it as we've seen the low ticket funnel. Come in,
or the
you
book
buy
funnel.
Exactly, the book funnel, right? You come in, you buy the book of Alex Hormozi, and then you come to a workshop. And then you pay for a one-on-one mentorship. But you start here because it's very general and broad across the board. It's a very low ticket. It's very easy. It doesn't require as much trust. For us, it's kind of that same concept. If you buy this hat, you're a coach. Does that mean you're a qualified coach? No. You might coach, middle school basketball and you think it's a cool hat and you want to get it.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you're going to be a good fit for our company. However, it does allow us to create more virality more
Brand
brand awareness, and we're able to acquire customers or acquire leads, hopefully at a profit.
Yeah.
Right? We sell the hat, we make some money, pays for the ads themselves, and then we get leads that are people that are hats. And of course, we're going to have qualifying questions that probably come along with making the purchase of the hat.
Yeah, because Jeff the carpenter doesn't want to buy the hat.
Right.
You know, like Sarah the busy mom doesn't want to buy the hat. It's only coaches that want to buy the hat. So our as far as running any type of ads or anything, now our variation outside of it is the example that you had was like the basketball coach versus the fitness coach. Or maybe like the life coach, which we can still work with life coaches and do work with life coaches instead of the fitness coach. Yep. So now our variation on the type of person that's going to convert on this lead magnet, so to speak, is 1% on either side of what we're actually trying to target versus the carpenter might come in that thinks he needs funnels, or the contractor that might come in that thinks he needs funnels, or the guy that owns this software company over here that's loosely related to fitness that thinks he needs funnels. Yep. It's like we don't really do anything with any of these people. But we can work with the 1%, and we'd rather shave and just have the 1% on either side.
Absolutely. So it's really just putting out a product that is your ideal client would want, use, or purchase. And then now just navigating those individuals into a nurture sequence, nurture flow. Send them to YouTube videos to watch what it is we do.
Yeah.
And I think the next question is like, I haven't really thought about this because I haven't put that e-commerce hat on again quite yet. I've just ordered the product. But I'm actually interested to just brainstorm through right now what this customer journey looks like in real time. Because I want you to guys see, again, ideation. How would you implement these different ideas and how would you network? So let's say you did work with dads and you did want to create a girl dad hat or a hat that dads would wear, right? There's nothing to do with you, everything to do with them. So you're shipping out the product, right? That's the first touch point they're going to have.
Well, let's pause on nothing to do with you, everything to do with them for a second, because I think a lot of fitness coaches we see make the mistake where you spend a ton of money on merch that's got Baker Shields Fitness and big letters across the chest, right? Or just a big, massive company logo.
Yep.
And unfortunately, like as much as it would be awesome for people to want to wear a big AR logo on their chest, that's just not...
Yeah, it's not very realistic.
The first version of these hats, which you and I thought were awesome, had funnel across it. It's like none of our people, we were going to get those printed. Yeah. And we're like, none of our people are going to actually want to wear a funnel hat.
Only marketers would buy it.
Exactly.
Right.
Which we're not trying to sell to marketers.
Yeah.
You know, and all we coaches are marketers in your own right, but you're more likely to self-identify.
But your clients are. Right?
Exactly.
So I'll tell you the two differences between wearing the funnel hat and the coach hat is that I would have people come up to me and ask me about building a funnel in their business.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, hey, you do funnels? Yes, I do. They're like, interesting. I'd like to chat. I'm looking to build one out. Really great hat for me to wear, but not a great hat for my clients to wear.
Mm-hmm.
Vice versa. I wear the coach hat. People's like, are you a personal trainer? Like, and it creates conversation around the coaching.
Yeah. I get asked that. So that's why I'm like, you guys should be wearing your hats everywhere. Mm-hmm. I get asked that when I go to the gym. They're like, hey, you're a trainer. Can you help me with this exercise real quick? And I'm like, yeah, I can help you. And I just let them think, because that's what you're without having to broadcast to everybody, I'm a trainer, and announcing it when you walk into the gym. You walk into the gym with something that says coach on it. Everyone knows you're a coach now.
There's this guy that comes up to me at the gym, inviting me to the Bible study, and he calls me coach.
Mm-hmm.
Because I always wear a coach hat or the coach shirt, coach sweatshirt. No, we're not doing merch. Calm down. We'll come back to that. Remind me to come back to that. So he goes, hey, coach, do they have, this is at AR, Absolute Recomp, no correlation, giant gym here locally. And he goes like, hey, do they have any machines for like front delt races? And I was like, no, I don't think they do. But a variation I would do is on the side lateral machine, just do one-armed on the sideways, right? That would be a nice little variation you could do. But he's like, okay, we'll give it a shot. Thanks. I'm like, oh, you just came over for coaching advice because I have this hat on,
mm-hmm.
right? So I just thought that was very funny and interesting. But the whole reason we have these is for our people, not for us, but for our clients that we work with. And so when you're creating a product that you want to whether it be merch or a lead magnet or something like that, it doesn't need to be for you. It needs to be about the people you serve. Okay. Because again, like no one wants to wear your logo. They want to wear the slogan of the company. So a really good company from a branding perspective, your logo is also a slogan. Like empower you as a company name, right? There's a coach that has that. And they make necklaces that say empower. Women will wear that because it ties very well from brand and also slogan. So that's really important when it comes to branding. No one wants to wear AR funnel, right? No one wants to wear acquisition retention funnel on a t-shirt, right? So what do? We do coach, and then on the side, there's a small AR. It's not so much about it. It's so that people go, hey man, where'd you get that hat?
Yeah.
Oh, I got it off of this website. You go here to get it. So going back to the first touch points of a customer journey, they purchase the hat, they receive the hat. First touch point obviously is something inside the box.
Yep.
Right? This is where we can tell people like what we do, what we stand for. And I already think, hey, let's have the definition of what coach is inside there so they know what this hat actually means and represents as a company.
Mm-hmm.
Then we can also have our story about like who we help, what it is we do for coaches. So that's instantly getting people to inquire. Creating a QR code on there to give something else away for free. Let's say a lead magnet of some degree. Let's say the 11 text messages that coaches have used to generate 25 million in sales. That's what we do. So we can send over those 11 text messages so they can start that journey. Or a application audit. So now coaches, but if you're a basketball coach, you're not going to take that action, which is fine because we don't want you to anyway.
Yeah, we want you to filter out.
So this is the top of funnel. And then the next stage, something they received or they actually want them to take is something that then is now the qualification. And then from there, we go into conversation and then down the sales pipeline. So it's come out, what can you put inside the box? This also comes like people put in stickers and stuff as well.
Mm-hmm.
Again, slogan related. No one wants to put your logo on their water bottle or their laptop, but they will put a slogan that is motivational or has meaning behind it. But if other people see this and don't know what it means or what it is, they probably won't put it on anything.
Yeah.
I mean, how many times you gotten stickers and thrown it away because you don't want to?
Mm-hmm.
But you'll get a patch. Same thing. If it has a slogan like work harder, you'll put it on there.
Yeah.
But if it has a logo on it, you're like, I'm not going to.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in just walk around as free branding,
mm-hmm.
right? Unless you get to the point where the branding is so big that you're okay with it.
Yeah. Where it's a sense of status and tells a lot about who you are as a person if you are affiliated with that brand.
Right. So, for example, you wouldn't use a Porsche slogan. You would just use the logo,
mm-hmm.
right? Nike would use the logo, but realistically, Nike didn't make it off their logo. What'd they make it off?
Just do it.
Just do it. A slogan. Think about it from that. Under Armour didn't really come up with, it's not from a slogan, it's from a brand, right? It takes so much more money to shove a brand down somebody's throat than it does a slogan.
Mm-hmm.
Because the slogan we can embody and we can represent. You can't represent the brand, especially if it's a brand new brand, because you can't tie an identity to it, right? There's a few companies that do it, like 1P. A lot of people wear 1P, but 1P is also like, you're really bought into that company, but they even have slogos,
mm-hmm.
right? Dues paid.
Mm-hmm.
The beginning person starts off with dues paid, and then they transform into 1P. So it's like, how can you get that entry level? So I'm thinking we do like an explanation of our company, mission, who we help, how we help them, and then giving away something of free value to those individuals. I also think for us to sell more of these, one of the things we could do is put up like, hey, buy a hat, get this XYZ digital document also for free.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to add that on there, again, that's just also just another qualifying piece. So for example, if every order that came in, they manually added in the free application audit, what does that mean? This is a qualified person that purchased this hat.
Mm-hmm.
We know that. So maybe what we put in their box is different than the one that didn't put that in there. Maybe we have it to where we're going to manually reach out to that person and start a conversation with them. So it's just learning, like, how do we qualify people from the top of funnel? And so that's like kind of an interesting piece there. Maybe we even send them a QR code to a YouTube or something like that. Or, there's oftentimes you can do like, hey, if you come back and get something else, here's a discount code. But then we know that if you use that discount code, it's XYZ, right? So this is where you start to track the data and the numbers and how do we get people down that pipeline and funnel. So,
and what are we trying to get with each thing that we send over? How would you describe that in terms of a goal in people's mind as they're creating this type of stuff, maybe for themselves? What is the goal of each email, each lead, each part of that automation in the customer journey once they maybe get something low ticket from you?
The goal is to ascend them in some shape, form, or fashion. You can either ascend them to a video consumption funnel, like send to YouTube to consume content. But at the same time, that content is going to probably be about maybe my mission, what it is I do, who I help, how I help them, with a either lead magnet in the description or an application in the description. I never actually suggest going straight to like booking a call. I think that's like the worst funnel you can do.
Yeah.
The best explanation I can give you here from a visual representation, I talked about this with Jerry yesterday, it's the lily pad method. If you have a lily pad that's 20 feet away, you probably won't risk trying to jump out there as a frog. But there might be lily pads that are closer, you can still get there, but you have to take a few different jumps to get there. And the first jump's the hardest. But if you make it, you get confidence. You go, I can do the next one. It's an extra foot further, but I got this far, I can do it. But they still see the one that's 20 away and they go, well, I'm not going to jump from here to there. It's still way too far.
Yeah.
But I'll go to the next step. And then the next lily pad and the next lily pad. And all of a sudden, boom, here we are, 20 feet. It wasn't so scary. So when you ask people to go from, hey, I just saw a reel of you and I don't know who you are or how to pronounce your last name, but I liked your content, I'm going to give you a follow. No, I'm not going to book a call with you. That lily pad is so far away.
Yeah.
But I will join your free school group. I will join your free Facebook group. I will get your free grocery list. I will learn from you. I'll take that little jump on the lily pad. So that's your goal, is just trying to get into the next lily pad. Is that video consumption? Is that a grocery list? Is that a free lead magnet? What is that? And then you're trying to get them one step closer, essentially, to that application or conversation to then obviously book the call.
Yeah. And you're trying to kind of indoctrinate somebody too, especially if they're coming off something like cold ads. You're trying to use the fact that they're going to be looking for notifications from you on when this thing is about to ship, how close it is to being delivered, when it's going to be delivered. And you can really utilize that psychologically, that thing that they're looking for, because they're looking for your notifications in order to see a status on this thing that they purchased from you. We can use that to, hey, learn a little bit more about our company. A order update or company update email that goes out that's just like, hey, here's a little bit about our company. Or, hey, we'd love to connect with you on other social media platforms. Here's our YouTube, where we have X amount of hundreds of hours of training and content that you can just jump into as a coach. Hey, here's our 11 text messages that have converted $25 million in sales on our software for coaches. Just take it.
I've just got some really good ideas. So, we have the domain Coach University.io. I wonder if we use that as the URL that we sell these actual hats through, right? And then what if we had on that page where it was just like free trainings for coaches? And so it's like you come to the page, you see the hats themselves, and it's just other free education training. So it's like, hey, we're here just to empower coaches and teach them how to grow their business online, consume all this free content. And if you liked any of it, like, just grab a hat and support us. As we can pump. And then we now pump out all this free content, which then backdooring to AR or coach, operator workshop. So many different ways, because you can go hat only, or you can go hat plus education. We can also tie in, right? I'm going to say we've all heard, because we preach this a lot, but You give away the template and you sell the implementation. So for us, what if we gave away a template of some degree, and then the implementation we gave away for free if you purchase a hat?
Yeah. Here's what it looks like if you do Calendly and Typeform and Jotform and Google Sheets over here. Or we can set you up with AR funnel.
Yep. Or you can walk through like, hey, so these are the main things you need to know about your application. If you want to know the 15 questions that we use for our people, purchase a hat and we'll give them to you for free. Right? So you talk about why you want to do certain ways, like why you want to keep them short, why you want to have a multiple choice, why you want to focus on this, this, and this. But I'll give you the exact questions that all of our clients use if you take this action. And I'm like literally just like spitballing ideas right here off the top of the dome.
Yeah, we haven't talked about this yet.
Not a zero. But I'm also now starting to picture like, oh, those are some great ideas and different things to A/B test. I'm also trying to decide like, hey man, do we want to keep this inside AR/GHL, or do I want to go to Shopify store?
Yeah, I don't know.
And I think the real question becomes is, where do we see this going? At scale, I do think Shopify would probably be easier from a customer support, easy refund, et cetera, et cetera. But from a lead, and it does connect with AR very simply. But I don't know, something else we need to chat about and talk about.
Yeah.
Because what we set up for people and for coaches is more on the service side than the product side. We don't actually set up products for anybody. We just don't want to deal with it. Not that it can't be done. We just don't specialize in it, so we're not going to do that. Take note of that. You can collect the money from people, but does it cause you more stress than it was worth? And for us at this point, it causes more stress than it's worth it for us to do. We can help any business build a funnel, but that doesn't mean that it's not worth it anymore.
Yeah.
Right. We used to do it, but now we're just like, hey, you're just not a good fit for us. We can help you, but we're not going to. And the power of saying no allows you to stay inside your zone of genius versus just collecting money and pulling you off of the main product, because now you got to create a whole new style of program, something that you're normally not used to. Now your check-in process might be different. Is just the juice worth the squeeze? And maybe that's something you charge more for because it's outside, which is what we kind of do now. But even now, we're like, still not worth it.
Yeah.
We have some businesses that work with us that are not necessarily in the coaching space. And I'll be like, hey, I'll consult you, but we're not going to build out a funnel. I'll tell you how you need to do it on your own. It's going to cost you quite a bit of money for me to consult you on that, more so than if you were just a client of ours. So just so you know, and some people go, yeah, that's fine. I still want to learn how you would do it if you were me. Great. But I'm not going to put my team on it.
Yeah.
Because it's not worth my team having to learn maybe the skill set that I'm teaching for them to just help implement it. It's not worth it, because that pulls them off of the main project, which is helping coaches scale. So just note for there. Merch. I hate merch. I hate it.
Yeah.
I used to sell t-shirts myself with other big influencers. I've had 3 different stores that I've personally owned that were merch and done well, but just never turned a profit, really. Not in comparison to the dollar amounts. I used to have the marketing agency. I worked with a lot of different apparel businesses, whether it's like fitness apparel or just like swag in general, or like boutiques. I've personally owned a boutique. Right? Women's boutique, where we go buy wholesale and then turn around and resell it. Such a hard business. Here's why, and a few different key factors that you need to keep in mind if you go, yeah, Mike, but I'm different. I hear you. Usually when you're ordering product, t-shirts, you're going to have like a minimum of 50 that you have to order. Okay? This is going to be aside from like print on demand, right? So if you use like, it's like Printful,
yes,
or something like that. Print on demand, hey, I get it, right? You're not going to make any money there either, because there's just they're taking all the margin.
And you're sacrificing quality typically too.
Right, because it's going to be a DTG, which is direct to garment, where they're going to just print digitally. It's just going to shoot ink on the shirt versus press it on, okay, where it actually sticks and holds for a long time. But if you're going to order them and you're going to ship them out, right, the issue there is that you normally have a minimum of 50 that you have to order. So let's say you order 50 shirts. You go, I'll just make them even across the board. I got 5 sizes. Give me 10 of each. Well, now you got 10 smalls, mediums, large, extra larges, double X's, let's just say. Well, one of those is going to sell more than the other. And all of a sudden you have 2 larges, 0 mediums, 9 double X's, 8 extra larges, and 7 smalls. It's just like, oof. And now somebody else signs up and they need a medium. I got to order more shirts. It's like, well, we sold a lot of mediums. Let me get 20 mediums, 20 larges, and 10 XLs. Now you have more money into the shirts than you've already sold to the people. And the truth is that your first batch, you're going to sell the most stuff. And we typically think, bro, these flew off the shelves the first week. This is going to be great. Except the people that order your product are supporting you. Not that they actually care about the product. So it's not that the public loves it. It's just the people are buying it to support you as a client or as a friend. So we have this misconception the product is great. If the product was great, you should put an ad out to publicly and see if it works.
Yeah.
Don't suggest that, but that's how you'd find out whether it was great with or without an audience. So then now you have all these shirts, you have more money wrapped into it, and then you're just continuing to have and house all these shirts, and this is a repetitive thing to where now you're constantly having to order the shirt that goes out of size. So all your profit is actually left in inventory. Now this is where you determine, okay, so what is the objective? Am I trying to make money with these shirts, or am I just trying to build branding with these shirts? I would still go slogan first, either direction. Slogan first, logo second. And then even on here, right? This is our company shirts. Like, these aren't for sale. We just wear these internally. But it's Coach here, and then AR as a secondary piece. Because AR doesn't actually do anything and doesn't attract anybody's attention. So, is it for branding? Is it for profit? So now we have tons of shirts. We have more than what we started with, but we have more money invested. So we made no money after 2 months. And actually, we've lost money because we just have all this inventory. And then you're stuck with it. And then you think, well, I'm just going to keep posting about it. And then it doesn't go anywhere because now you have to sell 75 shirts instead of 50 because you had to reorder.
Yeah.
So it's a struggle there. And the reason being is that when it comes to merch, you have variants. So you want to come up with products that do not have variants, which means it's a one size fits all. The other thing when it comes to merch is that now you have preferences on top of that. We don't wear the same style stuff. Most people in the fitness space, either you like it tight or you like it big, right? I don't like big stuff. I like tight stuff, which means that half of your clients might like big, oversized, and half your clients might like it tighter. And it's now like, whichever direction you go, you're going to alienate people. Women usually don't wear t-shirts. But then if you order a women's shirt, now men can't buy it.
Yep.
So now you've got to create 2 different products with 2 different variants, and you want 2
Double
colors
overhead.
each. Now it's like 4 different things for one color. So it's just like, man, it's so difficult. So the best thing to do is create things that are singled items. Socks, hats, shakers, journals, something that your ideal client would use on a daily basis and to represent them best. And then it becomes very easy to reorder. It becomes very easy to ship. You don't have to have different packaging sizes. You don't have to have different weights that you're putting inside the system to ship. You don't have to worry about, well, if they get 2 extra larges, I have to ship it as over a pound versus everything else is under a pound. You don't have all these different variations. Take it from the person that sold coffee. Those things matter. We spent 25% of our gross margin in shipping costs. So if I had to go back, I wouldn't pick that either. So you have variants, and then weight. You want to make sure that whatever you're shipping is less than a pound.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even close. You shipped a lot of stuff. When you can break that 1 pound mark, it has to go priority with the postal service, and it gets really expensive really quick.
Mm-hmm.
Another mistake a lot of people make when it comes to products is they go, let me get custom boxes. Let me get all this custom stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, you need to worry about selling the thing, not how pretty it arrives. Because at the end of the day, that packaging lasts an extra 30 seconds before it hits the trash.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Especially if unless influencers are buying a product where they're going to actually post about it, but the truth is, they don't do that. And an unboxing, this is like, you're doing that all for a fraction of your people's Instagram story, one Instagram story.
Mm-hmm.
It's like just not worth it. It's better to just have a cheaper box. When I say cheaper, quality is different than cheap. I just mean like don't invest money into special tape, special tissue paper, all the things that come with it. If you wanted to have it where you sent out to influencers or something like that, and you had a section of prettiness, great. But that's just usually not where you want to start, because I'd rather you spend that money in selling the product than in the product itself, because it actually has nothing to do with the actual product that they receive. I made this mistake. I ordered custom boxes way too soon in coffee. I ordered boxes to fit a certain mold, and then FedEx comes back and changes the dimensions by 1/2 inch. And I had 10,000 boxes that wouldn't fit the FedEx mold. 10,000 boxes at like 39 cents a piece. $4,000 just poof out the door. Like, well, now I'm shipping this box, having to pay an extra $2. So it's just like, I can just go to Uline and exchange those boxes that I purchased for a size that fits better.
Yeah.
Just didn't learn. Well, I just learned the hard way. So please take my advice. Keep it simple. So those are my little e-com tips for the day for those that are looking to sell stuff about your products.
Mm. And just to be super clear, we don't recommend that 90% of coaches do any type of selling outside of just your service, because the reality is you're going to cannibalize. You have all this goodwill with people, and whether it's you selling stuff that you've created that you want to put out there and sell, or you selling stuff that other people created that you're affiliated with, people are going to take action on what you're telling them to take action to. They want to support you, and either you're talking about your coaching, and then they'll maybe apply and work with you in coaching where you keep all the money, or they'll say, well, I'm supporting Mike enough because I'm using his code at XYZ supplement company. And do we want the $2 that we get from the tub of protein as a percent of a percent of a percent, or do we want the full $300 to $500 to $600 a month in coaching because we had them take that action instead of go buy supplements and use my code?
The coaches that have a lot of emphasis on codes and affiliates, look at it from this perspective. If you make $500 a month and you make 20%, that's $1,000 a month that they're paying somebody else. That's a lot of money. So actually, no, that math is completely wrong. If you make $500 a month and you make let's say 20%, what would that be? 5 times 20, $2,000? No, 2,500. $2,500 they're paying somebody else, not you. Does that mean go start your own supplement company? That is not what I said.
No, yeah.
In theory, that sounds like a great idea. However, let's go back to it. You got to order all the inventory, order the tubs, you got to order minimums, et cetera, et cetera. It's just really just not worth it. You do not find very many, even massive influencers that find success in the supplement world. I had more money in inventory than I had in profit in the coffee company. Right? I didn't make any money until I sold it, because when you're building a product brand, your profit is actually in your equity. Mm-hmm. Your equity is only worth it if somebody would buy it. 2% of businesses sell. Keep that in mind. Oh, your supplement brand is wrapped into your personal brand, not sellable. Mm-hmm. So keep that in mind as well. You'll make way more money way more money selling a service over a product.
Yeah.
The average e-commerce company, if you can do 20% net profit margin, you're crushing it. That's including ad spend, warehouse, shipping. If you make 20%, you are crushing it. That means for every $1 million, you make 200,000. And that is you doing the absolute best.
Mm-hmm.
Coaches, you can stumble and make 200,000. Like it's 15,000 a month, give or take. Like not very difficult in comparison.
Yeah.
You make 4 sales a month, 1 a week, plus get some reoccurring. It's like you're there. But you know how hard it is to sell $1 million worth of product?
Really hard.
So hard. So hard. Because you're only selling to 3% of people that land on your website anyway, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that's a whole nother rabbit hole.
Yeah. No, it's I think the biggest thing is in anything, what we try to push is more than better than new. And that's something that we picked up from Hormozy is most of the answer to most of your questions is in like, what should I do with XYZ? It's like more XYZ. And then you keep doing more and you keep doing more and you keep doing more until you're doing the absolute most, which is hard to get to. And then whenever you're doing the absolute most you can possibly do, then it's like, okay, how can we make XYZ better? And then we improve it and we improve it and we improve it and we improve it till it's the best it can be. Again, really hard to do. And then only after you're doing the most you can possibly do, the best you can possibly do it, maxed out in both categories, then you look at what can we add? What can we do differently? What can we do new? So you can sub that for a lot of different kind of frames or different ways, whether it's a channel, a social media channel, whether it's a service that you're trying to sell, a tier of coaching that you're trying to sell, a product that you're trying to sell. It can be anything, but you have to max out more first. Just have as much data as possible to now know, okay, what can we do to improve this? And then we tweak and tweak and tweak and tweak, best it can possibly be. Then and only then, whenever both those things are cranking on all cylinders, do we say, okay, what can we add to the plate?
Yep.
What can we do new?
I've had this same issues in the past where you get flashy and you'll do something new.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's like, hey, let's start this other business that's selling to the same customer base. Right? So it's an adjacent product. Sounds like a great idea. Now you're running 2 companies.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it's very difficult to do that. Typically, we make decisions whenever we hit sticking points or pain-related situations.
Or get bored.
Or bored, right? However, you got to go through it to get to it. So going through the boredom stages, going through the lows, going through the hardships, going through the dry seasons. Those businesses that sell the same thing for multiple years are the ones that can then make it through anything and continue. If your business is up 6 months, you make massive changes, and then you make massive changes again in 6 months. It's like you actually don't know what's worked and what hasn't worked long term.
Mm-hmm.
You're just selling off trends. You're a flash in the pan over and over and over and over and over. And now you're a launch company instead of an actual like living, breathing, stable company. A great example of the more better new is from a social media standpoint, right? I'll just give you what I'm doing as an example. Posting 6 times a day on Instagram. That is the definition of more.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also like now trying to make better content. I'm not trying to come out and say, let me go make the best YouTube videos. I'm just saying, let me just actually make a YouTube video. I'm not trying to put the energy into the YouTube video. I'm just saying maybe I'll just put one up. But the same thing I post on Instagram goes on all platforms. LinkedIn. Is it the best content for LinkedIn? Nope. I put it on TikTok. Is it the best for TikTok? Nope. Not by a long shot. I put it on YouTube Shorts. Is it the best there? Nope. But I'm doing more and then trying to make Instagram better. So I'm trying to perfect it. Once Instagram is like humming and it's like we have it dialed in, we don't change that. We would then add something new on. Hey, Mike, why don't you focus on now 1 video a week? We actually plan and really dive into a YouTube video in a big way versus trying to master YouTube and Instagram at the same time.
Yeah.
More, better, new. So don't try to make perfect across the board. Just pick one thing and do it really, really, really well.
Yeah. And then and only then whenever you master that thing is when you get into something else.
Yeah,
That's when
and
you would
even then, you still have to then hire people to take over those responsibilities, or it's going to fall back to just being more and not better. Because better is something that is constantly improving.
Yeah.
You don't master Instagram and then quit it. You have to find people that can continue to hold that line of that standard of what it is you're trying to produce. Because you can't take that editor and then pull them and go over here and have somebody else come in. It's like, well, that's the person that got you to this level. That's where they need to stay.
Yeah.
So it's building it to where you can replace yourself doing it. Then you go to the next thing.
Yeah. I'm excited to apply that same kind of framework to the workshops. I think that's going to be big for us. Same thing with, a lot of what we're doing with Check-ins Pro, for example, we do feel very convicted, especially on my end, to implement AI into these coaches' businesses and give them AI-empowered coaching to raise prices and do all these things. But at the end of the day, Check-ins Pro also is a different vertical that we can use to sell both. Like it's a different way. It's on the fulfillment side, right? AR is it's hard to sell. It's hard to explain to people. It's hard for people to grasp. The ones that get it.
Yeah. Can't sell in a 60-second video.
But everyone can understand check-ins.
Yeah.
Everyone can understand this AI is going to help you coach, right? And whenever you look at it, it's like, okay, now we have this other thing that, like the hats, only coaches are going to be interested in. And what are coaches going to be interested in whenever they have really elite fulfillment? Maybe growing their business. That's something that AR can help with, right? They might need some merch. That's something that they can get to. They might need to go and do a workshop that can help them to get super laser focused on exactly what to do, when to do it, and how to get past their certain bottleneck. So that's what we're trying to do and that's how you should be looking at it too, is what are all the ways that somebody can come into your business? What's the offer and the order of offers that you want them to interact with? And then what's a continuity play? For us, we're software, so everything is a continuity play. It's all subscription based. For you, maybe there's a continuity offer, a graduation offer, a low ticket app offer that you have inside of your coaching business that when someone graduates or finishes their contract, so to speak, you've got something that they can easily transition to that becomes an assumed sell, so to speak. It's like, hey, totally get it. Like I know you're graduating and you finished and we've done a lot of really cool things together. I know you love being a part of the community. We want to kind of update you to like a moderator, so to speak, of the community, like a mentor in the community. So we'll just move you straight into the $197 a month community and you can just continue to participate, get access to workouts, get access to everything. We don't have to do the check-ins anymore. And that's just like an assumed sell. If it's cool, I can just use the card on file and you just move that person into the next offer. As long as you get a cool and affirmative from them, then you're good to go. And then it's not having to resell somebody into something new and do a whole new sales call and do a whole new close. And we can transition you into this new offer to continue you because that's what we know as a business we want you to do at the end. We want you to move into this kind of like grandfathered mentor, mentor role inside of the company where you're now talking to the other clients and helping them through problems, which helps me as a company as well.
Yep. I think a lot of times we don't utilize that. I'm working with one person one-on-one right now. She's, I wouldn't say new by any means, but she's new to the idea that, people can help me. So her entire thought process for years has been, how can I do more? And I'm like, you don't need to do more. You're already doing it all.
Yeah.
That's actually the problem. And so I need you to stop thinking about how can I go something that requires less work, more low ticket, something that there's less touch points. And I'm like, I actually think you need to do the opposite. I think you need to have very high value. And then you hire help for people to sell your current offer. And funny enough, we had the conversation. She then signed up 2 days later, pitched her new price, sold it. And she was like, I should have charged more money.
Which is the reaction every
Which was double the price in which she was already charging, which was so funny. To go from charging $350 a month that she closed for $3,900 for 6 months. She was like, I could have easily got $5. I'm like, that's the spirit. But it's like, don't try to find like, as you said, graduate. I think that's so important. So many people's like, I'm going to create something low ticket, passive, not going to do anything. It's going to be easy. I'll have one of these 3 different offers they can choose from. It's not the way that we ever suggest it. We go binary. You go this route or this route. And then once you graduate, then we can either go that route again. If not, then you downsell to something else and to send them on. I do really love, that's really great advice, because I haven't thought about that or heard you say that, is turning that person into a leader in the community. Because why wouldn't somebody want to take more of an established role in something that they've been doing for a long time?
Well, if you're not growing a community as a coach, you're really missing out. Like, you're going to lose, especially in the AI race, because at this point you're just something that ChatGPT could do. Because ChatGPT can't. If your only sell is that you're programming for somebody, get ready for your prices to go through the floor. Like, for real. If you're not going above and beyond with the accountability aspect, if you're not making it a white glove experience, if you're not making it a really valuable community and investing and figuring out how do I run a well-oiled machine of a community on top of everything else, group calls, group chats, events, meetups, all of that, as a coach, you're going to lose to AI. Because if my only value prop for you as a coach is just giving me a Google Sheet with my programming on it and texting me once a week, ChatGPT can text me every single day, give me all the information as soon as I ask for it, write me the programs, write me the meal plans, tell me what groceries to buy, give me the recipes in seconds. So our value prop has to be different from what the AI is able to do. And the community is something that people will, you can't say like, oh, you can keep access to my vault of resources. I've had access to your vault, I've probably consumed it by now. You can't say that you'll have just workouts in my app. You'll be able to just keep that only. People will justify paying a recurring thing for a community because that's a new value each and every day.
Yeah.
There's new chats in there. There's new conversations. There's new calls. There's new topics. That's something that people will pay, like the country club, so to speak, virtually. They'll pay to be a part of the country club, but they won't pay to just keep borderline access with no accountability and nothing else involved in it.
Yeah. No, that's really great. Anything else we got?
I don't really think so. A lot of big strides in Check-ins Pro. Almost done with the Trainerized integration. Hoping to see kind of a sneak peek at that today, actually.
Love it.
As of when we're filming this today. So, yeah, super excited about that. Really excited to kick off the workshops in about 30 days. That'll be awesome.
Yeah. So we're going to have Check-ins Pro go live to the public. Probably right around the same time the hats essentially are now going to be launched. And then the workshops you can check out below. They're actually already live. If it is full, please still go ahead and apply so that we can see if you're interested in one of the other workshops on the select dates that we have. Because even if it is full, it doesn't matter. It's a first come, first serve for every single one. And so if we've already got the 5 people for the first one, then go ahead and apply to get a part of the second or third one. You'll be able to choose and pick your dates. These dates are not flexible. And so we got to make sure that it's like, you can make it. Because otherwise it's going to be Q3 before we have a date lined up for you.
Yeah, we have every single, pretty much between you and I and the rest of the team and the travel and everything, it's like every single weekend from now until July.
Yeah. Your boy's on the move.
Yeah.
We do Arnold. We'll be at the Arnold. So if you're going to be in Arnold, Columbus, Ohio, March 4th through the 8th, we'll be there. Stop by, say hello. And then, but yeah, after that, we're going to be show after show after show. But April, yeah, it starts like 2 to 3 weekends per month. So we're going to be on it. I'm excited about it. Cool, man. Dude, appreciate it again as always.
Yes, sir.
Great updates.
Thank you guys for listening.
Like, subscribe, share this with somebody maybe that's in the coaching world or that's trying to get in the e-com, and we'll see you guys on the other side.